All right, our first fight is going to be on the agency value proposition in the age of AI. What is it going to do to the ad agency? Okay, this is going to be awesome. Damani, why don't you tell us who we got fighting here?
He's the founder and CEO of Luma Partners, advising on some of the biggest ad tech deals in the world. He's known for his outside personality and post-conference parody videos. And he created the Lumascape, the only chart that makes marketers feel smart and a little confused all at the same time. Please welcome Terence Kawaja. He's the founder of MediaLink and now CEO of 3C Ventures, one of the most connected deal makers in the industry. He's operated at the center of major media, marketing, and entertainment relationships for decades. And he's attended so many executive dinners, Open Table calls him for recommendations. Please welcome Michael Kassan.
All right, Terence is going to go first, but just to clear the air and let you understand, he's going to argue that agencies are going to suffer, and he's going to argue that they're going to flourish. Terence, you got 45 seconds. Go.
Look, nobody's arguing whether agencies are not smart or creative or historically value-added. They are. What we're talking about today, this debate, is about whether their business model survives contact with AI. The trend for 20 years is unmistakable. Technology firms have usurped more value as they control more digital ad spend, and AI is going to accelerate that. How? Because they do what agencies charge for, time and expertise. And when those two things are becoming abundant, well, guess what? Your margins are on borrowed time.
All right, Michael, you got 45 seconds to open, brother.
So I just want you all to know when you vote, Terry's trying to tell you you're going to lose your fucking jobs. But I'm going to hire you, so I'm just trying to stack the deck. So I know you think we're in 2026, but we're really in 1859, because 1859 there were two people that defined the problem or the challenge that we're talking about today. And those two people were Charles Dickens and Charles Darwin. You may wonder why I'm trying to sound erudite when I'm going to kick Terry's ass shortly, but in 1859, Charles Dickens wrote his famous tome, A Tale of Two Cities, and you'll remember he opened with the best of times, the worst of times. If that doesn't apply to this conversation, I don't know what does. And the other Chuck, Charles Darwin, he wrote on the origin of the species. And you might remember in that book, he talked about only those who can adapt will survive. So there you go.
All righty. Now we're going to enter the rebuttal rounds. Terry, you got 30 seconds. What say you?
Well, I like this idea of adaption because arguably the best example of an adaption of an agency that has flourished is Publicis. They've certainly won more than their fair share of global marketing claims. However, hang on, folks, bear in mind that this is the top performer in this entire class, and do you think that their AI would manifest in their financials? This is a company that's going to grow at 4.5% this year at 18% margins. Not exactly platform economics.
All righty, all righty, all righty. 30 seconds, Michael.
I'll take Terry on a balance sheet anytime. I totally disagree with that. He's out of his fucking mind, but thank you. Okay, you've got an industry with over $100 billion of revenue and pretty good margins. So I would submit to you that the conversation is really about the challenge marketers have. And the challenge marketers have isn't whether or not they should be using agencies. We're in a complex world, and the AI transformation that we're all going through does require your agency. It does require the thinking. We are still in the world where humans matter.
30 seconds, Terry.
Listen, here's the problem, Michael. Nostalgia is not a strategy. In the last 20 years, okay, I get it. You're a bunch of agency guys that Michael filled the room with. Good, good. But I'll go on the merits. In the last 20 years, The agency group as a whole are down 40%, down 38 billion. The Google, Meta, and Amazon are up 8 trillion. Speaks for itself.
30 seconds.
Nostalgia may not be a platform, but neither is comedy for investment banking. I'm just saying. Let's get.
Oh my God.
Couldn't resist, Terry.
It's got to be a clean fight, right?
Let's get real. Whoa, I've got 13 seconds to get real. This model, the adaptability, as I said, you have more complexity, more decisions, and more help than you've ever needed as a marketer. And I'm telling you, the agency model is here to stay.
That's okay. 30 seconds in rebut. Go ahead, Terry.
Okay, just repeating the same line is not exactly a, sufficient debate tactic. Just because you say it doesn't make it true. We all know, we've heard agentic a million times at possible, but we're moving to a world where it's going to be a more metacratic decisioning of media buying. Why? Because the agentic tools that are making the decisions did not show up at your CAN activation.
And we have our first buzzer.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. First of all, can I have one of these for home? 'Cause
Yes,
it'd be
yes, you
great
may.
to have-
For your kids or your husband?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Outstanding.
But I will say I'll call bullshit on that because for me, what doesn't replace the agency model is the creative and the instinct and the gut that we all have and that fire in the belly and the ladder of inferences that we have that we are building our next campaign upon. And the insights, don't even get me started there. If we didn't have AI to help us with the insights to drive into action, we'd all be dead. So I'm going to challenge you on that point, and I'm going to give you the floor to take that. Sweep them clean.
Michael, you're going to go first. 30 seconds. All right? Step over here. Step over here. 30 seconds. Go.
Can I just sing?
You may. Could you have an answer embedded in your song?
No, I don't. But I'm not sure if I'm answering Terry's question or the buzzer.
You're addressing Lori's point.
I agree that the creative process, and I'll give you the example. I'll make this in my 30 seconds. I asked programmers over the years, as data became more important in television programming, I've looked at a lot of senior executives who greenlight programming, and what I've said to them over the years is, do you do this with your gut or do you do it with the data? And the answer is they still do it with their gut, informed by the data, so I agree with you.
The floor is yours. 30 seconds.
Look, I don't disagree. I'm not saying agencies are going away, and I don't disagree that agencies will be a vital, play a vital role in high-level creative and in strategy. There's a lot of aspects that agencies will still survive. However, those are increasingly becoming a smaller portion of the total economics of an agency, which are largely driven by media buying, which is largely moving to more automation with AI and less about agency.
Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, when I keep hearing the word agentic, it gives me a little bit of a twitch because some of you might know I didn't have great experience with agents in the past. But on the other hand, as we're learning how to market agent to agent, we have to learn how to transact agent to agent. We also have to understand and the efficacy of the agency if the agency is the right agency. So the question isn't should we have agencies. Maybe we need less agencies, but we need agencies that are more intelligent. So therefore, we still need them.
Terry?
Yeah, I agree. I think we need more that are probably fewer of them that are more intelligent, that do a very valuable and very vital job in the marketing equation. It's just that the bulk of where they've made money, the workflow, the time,
Who was
being
that?
usurped by technology.
Hold on. Todd's got something.
So you keep talking about making money. That's how you talk about the agencies. The role of the agency is to make money. And when you think about the holding company model, we talk about another famous economist, a man by the name of Adam Smith, talked about this idea of the invisible hand. As a client, you feel that holding company pressure to deliver the growth, the performance, all of that. And I'd like to understand if the role of the agency is to deliver better work, or is it to deliver more profit? If you're saying fewer and bigger, better agencies is the end of the day, where this is going to net out, I don't know that that's a better thing, better future that Michael's talking about.
You go first. 30 seconds.
Excellent point. The agency needs to deliver on the client objectives, and the client objectives are they want to sell more of their goods and services. That means outcomes. And there is no greater accelerant of the drive towards outcomes than AI. Again, they didn't go to your CAN activation. They don't care about this. 100% quality if quality leads to outcomes, but the AI technology will make that decision and optimize it, and that won't be the value differential for the agencies. It'll be supplied by someone else.
Terry, you're implying that the AI won't know about the CAN activations. Of course they will. Especially if they're mine.
They don't drink.
They'll certainly know about it if it's the right engine.
Go ahead.
You know, we don't have to guess about a world that is more like outcomes. We actually have it, it exists. It's in the mobile app world. And there, companies, it's a massive multi-$100 billion industry where the intermediaries are optimizing on the basis of outcomes, and there's no agencies.
All right. We're getting close to the end, so I want you to take 30 seconds and wrap your position. Bring it home, and then you'll be the last word, Terence Kawaja.
I'll go back to where I started. $100 billion of revenue, massive profits, a marketplace that is more complex than ever. You need your agencies, they need you. It's the right partnership, and it's the right way to go, and that is the future.
Terence?
Yeah, so number one, I agree. There's going to be plenty of agencies. I'm just talking about overall economics. Look, the best prediction markets in the world are not Polymarket or Kalshi. It's the stock market. And the stock market values these AI companies in the trillions and the holdcos barely north of 1 times revenue. The market has spoken, and the future is going to be great because there's going to be smaller, less economically viable agencies, and there's going to be a lot of better outcomes for marketers, and I think that's something we should all cheer for.
All right, now here's how we vote. You guys are the judges. They're the refs. You're the judges, and we listen to you. We're going to measure how loud you get, and someone's going to get the coveted pink Digital Fight Club boxing gloves. All right, so we're going to start with Michael first. Everybody give it up. Who thinks Michael Kassan won this fight? Who thinks Terry Kawaja won this fight? The dark horse wins Digital Fight Club. So that was awesome, right? Better than any panel you've ever been to.